Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Riley from Rank My Ankles back again with another video once again. Today I'm going to be talking about, where we've been, what's on the agenda for coming up, and what's been going on in free agency, because it's been a crazy NBA free agency this year. So let's get right into it. So the reason we haven't been uploading at all for the past month or so is because we've had a lot of school. It's been very hard to manage school and also free time. I also play competitively in basketball, so it's been very hard with practice and stuff. Homework, it gets worse every year. And then after school, which school for us ended June 15th, which is very late. Then the day after, I had high school tryouts. I made the team, and I practiced until July 1st and played until July 1st. And I had 2 practices a day. I was on 2 different teams, so it was very hard to manage. So I've just been chillaxing lately, resting. And for Gus, same thing with him for school. And then he actually went on a Washington, D.C. trip, which took up about a week. So, he basically was finally done with school and stuff when I was done. So it's been very hard, but we're finally done. So despite being a Cavs fan, I do want to say congratulations to the Warriors. They had to have 4 All-Stars, 2 MVPs, just to beat us. So, that makes me feel pretty good, even though we didn't win this year. But the first trade that happened, draft night, Jimmy Butler, wow. I did not think he was going to go to the Timberwolves. I didn't know the Timberwolves were contending. Now they're probably at least a 6th seed in the West. And, the West is deep, too. So, that really, Jimmy Butler with Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, that puts that team in a really good situation. I think they're going to be really good 2 years, 3 years. They're going to be really good. Now, the second trade I want to talk about is the Chris Paul trade. Man, the Rockets look really good right now. With Chris Paul and James Harden, the only thing is they're 2 ball-dominant guards. James Harden became a point guard this year, so now they have basically 2 all-star point guards. So I don't know how they're going to work that. Obviously, Harden will probably go back to shooting guard, but they'll probably, split up time at point guard. It's crazy how they have 2 of the most ball-dominant guards in the NBA. So, it's going to be hard to manage their time with having the ball, probably. But it'll definitely be fun to watch and fun to see if they can contend. I think if they get Melo, which I hope does not happen as a Cavs fan, if they can get Melo, even though he also demands the ball a lot, I think that would really push them over the edge. I think that would help get them where they need to be. Now, by far, the biggest trade of the offseason, probably within the last 5 years, besides the Harden trade maybe, is the Paul George trade to Oklahoma City. How does that even happen? It looked like for sure he was either going to the Cavs or some other contender, and Thunder weren't. I thought the Jimmy Butler trade was pretty crazy. This one just blew my mind because I thought we had a chance at getting Paul George, have the big 4, maybe get rid of Kevin Love, hopefully. I really don't like Kevin Love. And then have a new big 3, and add a younger star who's still, I think, on the rise. I think he's really underrated. Obviously 2K doesn't think that, but I do. Now he goes to the Thunder, and the Thunder look like maybe the 3 seed, maybe the 2 seed even. This is just crazy. If they could, get someone else, maybe trade for Marc Gasol because he's on the market. Although with the cap room, I don't know, but the Thunder could go a lot of places after making this trade. I think it's just amazing that they did it. Now I want to talk about a signing that kind of upset me from an NBA fan standpoint. Paul Millsap going to the Nuggets, and that proves that these NBA players are just after the money. Paul Millsap he is really a good player. I think he's underrated too, like Paul George. And he goes to the Nuggets. And they lost Gallinari to the Clippers. I don't know what the trade situation is there. I don't really understand it. But still, Millsap going to the Nuggets, it just shows that he doesn't care really about the championships. He just wants the money, it seems like. It's a small market team. They're in rebuild mode, and he goes there probably just for the money. And then there's Gordon Hayward. Now, people are saying, since they got this trade, Danny Ainge is looking to get Marc Gasol, which would probably mean Al Horford's gone, but they basically upgraded. If they did that, I'm just ready to rebuild as a Cavs fan. That team would be so overpowered. Look at that starting lineup. They may have to get rid of Jay Crowder too, but Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Gordon Hayward, Marc Gasol, I mean, that's 4 all-stars right there. I mean, maybe not Avery Bradley, but still, it's a great team, and it's a scary team for Eastern Conference teams, which happens to be the Cavs. And I mean, it'd be basically the only 2 competitive teams in the East. I mean, yeah, Kyle Lowry re-signed, so the Raptors are going to be alright. I mean, with the Eastern Conference, they're going to be good. But I mean, there are really no good teams in the East now with Paul George leaving. That leaves the Pacers with the terrible team, probably top 5 draft picks. So this really shakes up the NBA. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully we'll be able to get back on a consistent schedule, somewhat at least. If you did enjoy, smash that like button, subscribe if you are new, leave a comment if you want, and I'll see you guys later.